Good evening, everyone. My name is Christina Stark, and I'm the Global Enrollment and Marketing Director at the New Mexico Military Institute, better known as NMMI, located in Roswell, New Mexico. We're so glad you could join us tonight. We know not everyone can see our campus firsthand, so this is an opportunity for you to learn more about NMMI, a top ranked junior college and high school program. We are um, on top of all the schools in the state of New Mexico, number one junior college and number one high school program in the Chavez County. And I would like to remind you that we are accepting applications for both programs for the spring semester through November 30th. We have several cadets joining us tonight to give you their perspectives on their time in our high school and our junior college program here at NMMI. I would like to introduce them to you. So let's start with Cadet Major Aguilar. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. So, as you said, my name is Cadet Major Aguilar, and I've been attending the Institute since 2019. So, I did all 4 years of high school here, and then I decided to come back and join the junior college. Um, it's been really cool. I've gotten to do like cross country and all those kinds of things, so sports and stuff.
Very good. Thank you. I would like now to have Cadet Staff Sergeant Lerma to introduce himself to you.
Hello, I'm Cadet Staff Sergeant Lerma. I've been here since 2022, and I'm a senior in high school. Um, I've been practicing a couple sports here at the Institute. Main, first football and then golf. Most golf.
Very good. Thank you very much. Now I would like to introduce to you Cadet Staff Sergeant Lindsay.
My name is Cadet Staff Sergeant Lindsay. This is my third year here. I've been here since the fall of 2022, and I'm a senior in high school, and I'm from Angel Fire, New Mexico.
Very good. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce to you Cadet Private First Class Rye.
Hi, I'm Private First Class Rye. I'm from Austin, Texas. I joined last year, so 2023, and it was pretty awesome. I highly recommend it.
Thank you very much. So we want tonight to be very interactive. I would want you to ask questions and learn more about the programs at NMMI. It's your opportunity to be speaking to the cadets, to be asking questions to them, and even to myself. So post any questions you have directly in the YouTube chat or on social media using hashtag AskNMMI or snap us at NMMI Life. Well, I would like to start with Cadet Rye. So tell us, how did you first hear about NMMI?
So I heard about NMMI through my mom was actually looking at boarding schools for me, and a lot of the boarding schools in America, the tuition rates around 50K or over, and NMMI was a very affordable option that was very diverse and had a lot of opportunities that other schools, even with their super high tuition rate, couldn't match.
Very good. Cadet Rye, did you come to NMMI for a tour before you make your final decision?
I did. Yes, and it was a really nice tour, and it really helped me finalize whether I actually wanted to come here or not.
Very good. Cadet Lerma, so tell me, what made you decide to come here?
So when I was maybe in ninth grade, my mom suggested it to me. And at first, of course, I heard military school, and I was like, "Oh no! I don't want to go to the military school." But after a while, I think about it, and I thought it was gonna be a really good opportunity for me and to develop myself. And yeah, I just thought about my opportunities and how my future would turn out if I made the decision to come here.
Very good, thank you. So, Cadet Lindsay, what was your first impression of our campus?
I was really amazed at how beautiful the campus was whenever I got here. And on top of that, there was some great staff and faculty all around that were always willing to help. So overall, I felt really welcomed when I first got here.
Very good. What about NMMI programs?
There's a lot of different programs, and I think that's something really unique to NMMI. And I've been able to do a lot of other things that I wouldn't have done at a normal high school, and I'm really grateful for that.
Very good. So, Cadet Aguilar, did you have any concerns before you came here?
Yes, ma'am. So my biggest concern was the academics, because I didn't know like if I was going to be able to finish like all my homework on time and be able to do it in a timely manner and get it done right. So a way that was kind of eased with my time being here was figuring out how many resources we have around the campus. Um, there's a lot of resources for cadets that are like struggling in their schoolwork. We have peer tutoring, which is cadets teaching other cadets. We also have morning like study hall hours, where you can go and talk to your teachers about any issues that you're having with that class. And then we also have NSH, which is night study hall, from 7 to 10 p.m. every day, which is dedicated time just to do your homework. So that was really helpful.
Okay, very good. And did you have the opportunity to come and visit NMMI?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So during your visit, during the time you came and toured NMMI, did were you able to ask these questions to the counselor that assisted you?
Yes, ma'am. So throughout the entire tour, there's a cadet that follows and shows you around, and they are very open to any questions that you have and answering them to the best of their ability.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So, Cadet Lerma, how long before it started to feel like home when you were setting in?
Well, for the time that I first got here to NIMI, it was like maybe half a semester before I started like to feel like, oh, this is where I'll do my high school. Once you get to meet your friends and you get your friend group established, you get like your own family going. You feel like you're part of a family.
Okay, very good. So, did you have many people from the same area where you came from?
Um, you could say that, yes. There's a lot of people from Mexico, and I think that's really good to first make acquaintances with people, get to know more
Mhm.
people, and further on, like develop your social connections here at the school.
Okay, very good. Did you expanded your friendship not only to your Mexican friends but to other different groups?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I definitely did. I here in the at the institute, you get to meet people from all over the world, and yeah.
Very good, very good. So, Cadet Lindsay, when you first started taking classes, how would you say they the were different than your old school?
I noticed right away that the classes were a lot more demanding than my old school. And I did struggle a bit at first, but whenever I took advantage of all the opportunities that were provided for me, like Major Aguilar was explaining, I started to do a lot better. And I've worked my way up from the beginning and made lots of improvement.
Very good. Cadet Aguilar, how would you describe the academic experience at an MMI? And what about the faculty here?
I would explain it as very encouraging. Like Cadet Lindsay said, uh, it is a lot more demanding than a lot of other schools, and the teachers are a lot harsher, in the sense of they want you to do the very best that you can, and they're not going to accept any less. Um, so it's really encouraging to like see how much progress you can make over the course of a semester, because of the teachers and the faculty and how encouraging they are, to getting you to that success rate that they know that you can have.
Very good. Can you give an example when a teacher helped bring learning to life for you, Cadet Aguilar?
Yes, ma'am. One of my favorite things is that for my science classes, we get to do science nights where we basically go to other elementary schools around Roswell, and we get to do like science projects and hands-on learning with like littler kids.
Okay. So, can you um, say a little bit more about your science night? Is it a mandatory thing for your class? How does that work?
No, ma'am. So it's truly based off of if you want to do it. Some teachers will offer extra credit for it, and then some of it is volunteer for like PTK, which is our honor society here at NMMI.
Okay, very good. So, do you go alone to your science night?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, do you have other cadets joining you?
Yeah, most of the time there's about 15 that will join from different science classes like chemistry, physics, and those kinds.
Very good, thank you. Cadet Lerman, what supports do cadets receive here for their academics?
So, as Major Aguilar said earlier, there's a bunch of ways that students can get help from either their fellow peers or faculty members. So there's morning tutoring from 7:15 in the morning to 8:10 before class starts. That time you can go real quick in the morning to your teachers, maybe finish some assignments real quick, and yeah, just get what you have to get done before your classes start. During night study hall, you get to go to the library where you get to go to peer tutor. So there's room in the library called the cube. That's how we call it. And there's a bunch of peers or students that are willing to help you if you have any doubt, any questions with like your math homework, bio, basically any homework that you have.
Okay, very good. Cadet Rai, are there supports for taking ACT and SAT tests?
Yes, ma'am. There's a lot of supports for taking both. So it's actually mandatory for a sophomore or a junior to take the SAT ACT prep class, in which you study the ACT fully and the SAT, and you take practice tests for both. And then you figure out your weaknesses and your strong suits so that it better prepares you for taking the actual test and figuring out which one out of the two you'd prefer to take. And then your academic advisors also guide you. So there's a lot of support on making sure you get the best SAT and ACT score possible.
hmm So you mentioned your academic advisor. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how having an academic advisor can make a difference in your academic life?
So your academic advisor truly guides you in like the right direction, especially if you don't know what you want to do, or even if you do, they'll make sure you're taking the right classes and the right credits so that you get into the college you're looking to or the degree you want. Even if you want to go to an academy, they'll make sure you get the right resources. And so it's like the biggest help that NMMI offers when it comes to academics is having an academic advisor because it just helps take a lot of pressure off of you.
Okay, very good. And speaking about taking pressure off of you, can you tell us a little bit about peer tutoring that we offer here at NMMI? How does that work?
So peer tutoring is one of like the many resources NMMI offers to help you with your academics. And the really nice thing about it is one of the peer tutors can be your friends or someone like you are comfortable speaking with. And so it's a lot easier to learn and understand when it's coming from someone that you know better. And so, like learning from your own peers and learning from your own friends, and it's completely free. So you could get help all the way from like Calc 3 to basic earth science, and it's a really great resource.
Very good. Thank you. So I would like to remind you all that you should post any questions that you have directly in the YouTube chat. I see we have a couple here and we'll address them. Or also on our social media using hashtag AskNMMI or snap us as NMMI Life. So I see here a question that somebody asked, do you have to go into the military if you go to NMMI? No, you don't. In fact, about 11 to 14% of our current cadets go into the military. It's not mandatory. The fact that NMMI is a military school is because we not only offer what any regular school that's known military school offers, and on top of that, you have a lot of leadership development and also leadership opportunities within the Corps of Cadets. NMMI does offer an ROTC program, an ECP early commissioning program that is specifically for you that is interested in the Army. Another program that we offer is the Service Academy Preparatory Program. And that is a program that prepares you, as the name says, to join the service academies in the United States. Now, Cadet Lerma, can you share a little bit about a typical day at NMMI?
So, how a normal day for like a Monday is here at the institute is basically you wake up around maybe 5:30 in the morning. I know that sounds early, but you get used to it if you do decide to come to NIMI. Then you have to be outside of your rooms by like 6:15, 6:10, and then at 6:30 you the whole corps of cadets marches up to the mess hall to have breakfast. And then after breakfast you can go to tutoring hours, so from 7:15 to 8:10. And then school starts at 8:15 and it lasts until 11:50 where you have your lunch break and then continues at 12:50. School ends at school ends at 3:30, and for example on a Monday you would have core PT. So for example, where if you're not in the sport or if you're not in like any other activity, you will be put on a mandatory PT. That's just like physical activity, running, maybe some pull-ups, push-ups. It doesn't sound that bad. It is not that bad. After that, so for example, on a Tuesday, you get, instead of doing core PT, you get to do like cadet activities, so like clubs. Uh, then SRC, so dinner is at 5:30, and then we have accountability formation at 6:40. After that, study hall starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 9 p.m. Then from 9 to 10, you have personal time, hygiene time, maybe chat with some friends before you go to bed. And then at 10, we have taps, which is get in your room and yeah, go to sleep.
Very good. So, how different was this schedule for you when you came here, and how long did it take you to adjust to a new routine?
Well, it took me about the first semester that I was here. The first semester that I was here, every, of course, it was pretty hard for me to adjust from waking up really early in the morning and then adjusting to the military style of the school. But after a while, you get used to it. You get used to the schedule. You get used to the uniform. You get used to everything here in the school. And I think it's really nice that having a uniform sets a sense of like identity. So for example, the proudness you feel when wearing a uniform, and I think that's really nice with the school.
Very good. Um, so, Cadet Lerma, let me ask you a question now that you mentioned uniforms. So, can you when you go out in town, can you wear your civilian clothes?
For to wear your civilian clothes, you cannot wear like anything outside. So you have to wear specific civilian clothes that are set in like the regulations book that we have here at the institute, which is called the Blue Book. If you're going out on permit, you have to go in your Class C. So it's the uniform I'm wearing right now: white shirt, your name tape, and all your pins. If you're going on furlough, you have to wear a jeans and a polo shirt with a belt.
Okay, very good. So usually, our students, our cadets, don't bring many civilian clothes because you will be wearing uniforms while you're on campus at all times. So, Cadet Aguilar, so what would you tell incoming cadets about adjusting to life at NMMI?
Yes, ma'am. So, at first, I found it kind of hard to adjust, but looking back, it really only took about 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks are the toughest, just because it's a huge adjustment and it's very different than what most people are used to. But once those 2 weeks are over, we start school and you start to find um, like a routine that you can kind of follow from your day to day, which is really helpful. And yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, so what do you do on weekends when you have free time?
Yes, ma'am. So sometimes I will go off campus and, uh, as previously explained, we can go on permit, which is basically like a day pass to leave campus. A lot of times I'll go get ice cream or something, food, with my friends. There's a lot of options here around Roswell for ice cream. There's some local businesses and there's some bigger chains like Dairy Queen and Baskin Robbins, places like that. And then for food wise, there's more options being provided to Roswell. We've recently gotten a Dion's and a uh, Texas Roadhouse, so those are pretty cool.
Okay. So can any cadet leave campus at any time?
It is solely based off of how good you are during the week. So we have a system where you can get, they're called sticks. And let's say you miss a class, you'll get 2 sticks. If you have sticks, you're not allowed to leave campus because you will be um, marching off those sticks. But the nice thing is that it's not very easy to get those sticks. So as long as you're showing up to class and showing up to formations, all your mandatory things that you have going on during the day, and showing up there on time, you won't get any sticks. So most cadets are able to leave every single weekend.
Okay. And I also heard that in MMI you have like open weekends. What does that mean?
That basically means that no matter if you have sticks or not, if you're in good standing or not, uh, grades are good or bad, you're able to leave with your family. If they're in town, you're able to go home with your friends, do all those fun things, no matter if you have any probations.
Okay. So can a cadet go home every weekend?
Some weekends, as long as it's not an academic weekend, which is basically the first Saturday of every month. We will Teachers will come in and they're available for extra tutoring time, and then we also have Commandant's Weekend, which is sometimes on a Saturday during the month. We'll go out and do parade practices or drill and ceremony, things like that.
Okay. Very good. So we have a question here that I think Cadet Lindsay can answer this question. So in high school, can any cadet take college level classes?
Yes, as a high school cadet, you are allowed to take junior college classes. It's actually encouraged. As long as you are in contact with the teacher and get a recommendation to take the class, you are allowed to take it, and those will carry over with you to whatever college you decide to go to.
Very good. So we have another question here that I believe Cadet Aguilar can answer that. So here's a question. My son is interested in the junior college. He's a senior in high school and will be graduating. Will you be providing information about life at an MMI for college students? So why don't you tell us a little bit about your life at an MMI as a junior college cadet and also the college opportunities that you might have?
Yes, ma'am. So as a college cadet, there's a lot of opportunities in not only like positions, you're able to like rank up and gain a sense of responsibility over other cadets, which is really it's a cool experience and it really increases your leadership opportunities, especially if you are thinking about going into the military or really just anywhere. Um, there's a lot of opportunities for that. There's also a lot of academic opportunities. Since there is a little bit more free time than there is in high school, you're able to do things like science nights, like going to other schools and helping out little kids and playing with them. And there's other clubs that you can join. There's also some sports that you're able to do around campus. So, yeah.
Very good. Thank you. So, Cadet Bry, how are roommates selective and what is the housing like?
So recently we just did a new update to how roommates got selected in my right year, so last year. And so now you get a form when you apply to NMMI and get accepted. They will send you an email in which you have the questions. It's like a questionnaire. And then you fill it out. And it's questions like, how loud are you? Do you like prefer a loud roommate? Do you play any instruments? Are you a night owl? Or like someone who prefers the daytime, or like an early bird, and like questions like that. And then once you answer all of those, you can get matched up to a bunch of other girls or guys that are in close to your grade and your age range, and it'll match you with people who have the same similarities as you in a roommate that want a roommate with the same similarities as you, and then you'll get matched in that way.
Okay, very good. So, Cadet Lindsay, what are some of the perks on campus?
There are many perks. I think the best one would have to be the bowling alley. It was just recently reconstructed and opened last semester. And I do spend some time there whenever I have free time on the weekends. It's a good place to hang out with friends. But as well as like the game room or the PX, you're able to go get a drink from Starbucks or get a breakfast burrito in between classes. Those are some of my favorite things to do.
Mm, they all sound delicious. So, Cadet Aguilar, what is life in Roswell like, and what do you do on the weekends? You mentioned going out for ice cream and all that good stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Um, Really, that's what I enjoy doing. I know that other cadets enjoy going to the parks around town. There's several that you can go to, um, offer a lot of shade and just peace and quiet. Um, there's Target and Walmart that you can go to. Um, there's a couple places that you could go shopping if that's what you're into. Um, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure that some cadets that don't want to go anywhere can just stay on campus
Yes,
on,
ma'am. There's a lot of things to do on
and
campus.
have a lot of fun, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So, Cadet Bry, you mentioned something in my rat ear. So, can you tell us what is rat and what is it like to be a rat?
So Arad is a recruit at training, And we have something called Rat Week, which is the very first week you get here, and that's the hardest. You go through, you're learning a lot of new things in a short amount of time. So we teach you all of the ranks. We teach you commands, drill movements, rifle drill, the blue book, as Staff Sergeant Lerma mentioned, and like all the guidelines that you have to follow, and the way NMMI works. So also simple things like how to do your laundry and how to get to classes, stuff like that. And you learn that all in the span of a week. So it is overwhelming, but once you get used to it and get used and make a lot of like connections with like your rat buddies, it becomes a lot more easier because you have other people going through the same thing as you, and you bond over that, and it makes lifelong friendships and connections.
Yeah, it's very good. So one thing that you will hear a lot at NMMI is cadets talking about their rat buddies because you have that bond as everybody is going through the same period, same things through the same period of time, correct? So we have here a question. Do you have a formal band and choir program? So who would like to answer that question? Lindsay, we cannot hear you. Okay.
There are different kinds of bands that NMMI offers. So, for example, we have our regimental marching band, which will perform at uh, parades and football games, as well as a concert at the end of the semester. And there's also a jazz band, which will play in gigs around Roswell, as well as at the end of the semester concert. And for the choir program, I think there are two different types, concert choir and just a vocal ensemble. But both the choir director and the band director are really highly qualified, and they've done some amazing things over the last couple of years.
Well, thank you. One thing that I think it's very important also to share with all of you is that 98% of all faculty members at NMMI, all of our teachers, either have a master's or a PhD in the subject that they teach. So this is why NMMI is ranked number one by the boarding school review for teachers with advanced degrees. So, Cadet Lerma, can you tell us a little bit about the clubs and activities you and others participate in?
Yes. So there is here at NIMI or NMMI. There are a lot of clubs that you could join. Well, when I mean a lot, there is a lot of clubs you can join. So, for example, you can join a venturing club. You can join the Mexican club, the Black Student Alliance club. The aviation club. There's a lot of clubs. The ropes course. Uh, so as I mentioned before, cadet activities or the clubs are done, or the days they take place. They're on Tuesdays and Thursdays right after school. So the cadet activities, uh, the time is from 3:45 to around 5 p.m.
Okay, very good. So, what are the clubs that you are a member of?
I am a member of rifle team, so air rifle team. I am a member of color guard, venturing club, international club, and Centennial Flame Guard.
Yes. So, are you a cadet ambassador?
I am. I am a
Can
cadet
you,
ambassador.
can you tell us a little bit about that?
So a cadet ambassador, it's basically you bring out the like represent the school in the virtual world. So for example, if you have an account on Instagram, you post about like how's your life here at NIMI. So like what you do day to day, maybe like some activities. So football games, you can post some pictures. It's just for other people to see the school and see what opportunities and maybe come here.
Okay, very good. Very good. So, Cadet Aguilar, Can you tell us a little bit about the athletics at NMMI for both high school and junior college?
Yes, ma'am. So for high school, it's a little bit easier to join sports because there is, as any other school, there's high school varsity and um, I forgot what it's called. JV. Sorry about that. Junior varsity. So there's many sports that you can join. As both male and female, we have basketball, football, um, swimming, cross country, baseball, golf, all those sports for males. And then for females, we have volleyball, cross country, swim, basketball, all those different options that you're able to join. And there's a lot of opportunities because the coaches really do well in like rotating their players and giving everybody equal opportunity to be able to play and be able to advance in their sport. For college, it's a little bit harder just because most of the team is made up from prior like recruitment from coaches. But overall, there are some opportunities that fly around here and there to be able to join different teams and situations like walk-ons and stuff like that. For college, we have basketball, football, and baseball and golf for males, and then for females, we have cross country and volleyball that you're able to do.
Hmm. Very good. I think it's important to say that NMMI was the um, state champion last year for the soccer team for the high school. We've also been the football for our junior college program. We were the national champions a couple of years ago. Our volleyball team for the junior college is super ready to win the national championship. We're doing really well. So I would highly recommend that you pay attention to our athletic programs. So, Cadet Lerma, can you tell us about a little bit about you as an athlete in high school? You mentioned you play football and you also mentioned golf. And you even said maybe a little bit more golf. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes. So uh, the sports are held in seasons. So, for example, in the fall season or the fall semester, you have football, and then on the spring semester, you have the golf season. So, for example, on during your fall semester, you will be participating in football, which is yeah. After school, you go to football practice, you go to the locker room, you change, and then you go to the football field to practice. And then, for example, for golf, it's around the same. So right after school, you go to the golf course, to the locker rooms, you get changed, you get your golf bag, and you get to practice. So what I recommend is make sure you're balancing your academics, sports, and clubs because nobody can do everything at the same time. So balance is also a big part of the school. So if you're trying to focus on, for example, athletics more than the school, of course you're gonna be lacking in your school. And if you have bad grades, you won't get to play. That's one of the rules. If you have less than a 2.5 GPA, you don't get to play in your sports.
Very good. So, Cadet Lerma, now that I have your attention, how do you think an MMI has helped you with your leadership journey here?
So everyone, of course, everyone starts as a recruit, a rat, bottom of the bucket. And during your semester as a rat, you have your opportunity to get promoted to an intern leader. So maybe a team leader for your squad leader. Uh, After that, after your rat semester and your first year, you get the opportunity to apply for higher positions. For example, sergeant, staff sergeant, like I am right now. Maybe you can apply for an officer position, uh, first sergeant, and yeah. So for example, for me, I was promoted as an intern leader, so a team leader when I was a rat, and then I got promoted to a staff sergeant, which I think it's a really good opportunity because you get to develop people and see how their reaction to the school are, and then well, that you can help them develop. And uh,
Okay, very good. Thank you. So, Cadet Lindsay, can you tell us in what ways has NMMI challenged you for the better?
I think that the biggest challenge that I had coming in was learning time management skills. And it was a big struggle at first, having to wake up early and get to class on time, while still, enjoying my free time, and using it wisely. So I feel like that is what I have developed in the most. But there's been a lot of other challenges, such as like waking up early, for example. I struggled with that at home a lot, but that is something that has just kind of come naturally now.
Very good. So, what happens when you go home? Do you get up early?
No.
Okay. So, Cadet Rai, how has NMMI helped you achieve any goals you have set for yourself?
So NMMI really finds out, like, especially with your academic advisors, which I mentioned earlier, they find out what your goals are and then they help you work towards that. So, for instance, my goal is to get into MIT. And so currently I'm taking all of the courses and courses necessary to get into MIT. And then I'm preparing for the SAT in a manner that's very rigorous to make sure I get one of those very competitive scores, also doing STEM and robotics. And so NMMI offers you so many different opportunities that whatever your goal is in the future, or even like your short-term goals, like even if it's like just winning state in a sport or making state in track or going to nationals in like the science bowl, like NMMI will give you those kind of opportunities to match those goals.
So, when you were talking about getting ready, preparing yourself to go to MIT because that's your goal, and talk, excuse me, and you talk about being part of all these different activities, different programs, classes, and all that. Are you high school senior?
I'm a sophomore in high school, so NMMI is really great. Like, if they see that you have potential, you'll be able to do a lot more. Like today, we actually had a HOSA convention, which is Health Organizational Students of America, and we went to Artesia, New Mexico for a conference. And so I went with a bunch of other juniors and seniors. But if they see, like, if you're even like a freshman, if you match your goals with the opportunities that NMMI has to offer, you're most likely going to be able to accomplish them.
So, what is the role of your academic advisor in all of this, helping you to achieve your goals?
She's kind of like making sure I am mentally like not getting too overwhelmed because I am doing a lot. But she's also making sure that I'm pushing myself to my limits and is connecting me with the resources that I need.
Very good. Thank you. Now that I have your attention, Cadet Rai, why don't you tell us a little bit about diversity at NMMI?
So NMMI is a very, very diverse school. We have students from Japan and South Korea, to Russia, Ukraine, Moldova, Estonia, like everywhere. Diversity at NMMI is like one of the best in the state of New Mexico because you're going to be able to meet people from all over the country and all over the world. And in doing so, you get to experience different cultures, different religions, and different views of life.
Very good. So while our cadets are sharing this amazing experience that they are having and have had here at NMMI, I would highly encourage you, if you're interested in learning more about NMMI, go to our website, www.nmmi.edu. And if you would like to apply, click on admissions, apply now, and submit your application. It's free of charge and it's a very simple process. We are already accepting applications for not only our spring program, but also for our fall. So it's a very simple, a straightforward process, and I would highly recommend that you do that. Now, I have a couple of last questions to our participants as we're getting close to the end of our YouTube Live. So, one question here that I would like each one of you to respond is, what do the cadets enjoy most about NMMI? We all have different experiences. So, I would like to start asking Cadet Lerma, tell us, what do you enjoy most about NMMI?
What I enjoy from NMMI is just the people. The people here, depending on who you get with, they're wonderful. They're wonderful people, and the friendships you make here at the school can last a lifetime. The school is wonderful for getting you to like meet other cultures and have more view on like how other people are.
Very good. Have you changed anything in or any uh, thing in the way you do things now because you've met people from other places, other countries, and they have shown you that there are different ways of doing the same thing?
Uh, yeah,
Or it just became part of you, right?
yes. You get so some habits they have sometimes since you get with some people or some of your friends that much, and they have some habits. Some of their habits get passed down to you, and you unconsciously do them. So like some habits that, for example, I do. Some of my friends uh, do them just because well we're around each other so much.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So, Cadet Aguilar, can you tell us, what do you enjoy most about being at an MMI?
Yes, ma'am. Probably my favorite part is that I've been able to do sports since I first got here. As a freshman, I love my coaches. All of them have been so awesome. And leading up into me making a decision for where I was going to go to college, and then ultimately staying here at the Institute, they offered me the opportunity to be able to run cross country for the college team at the college level, which has been probably the coolest thing that I've ever gotten to do here. Just going to like the meets at like in other states, and then nationals, which I never thought I'd be able to do, um, is just so cool to me. And being able to make those connections, like not only like do you get to spend your entire day like with them whenever you're going to eat and um, going to classes, but I also get to spend those same times and those same memories whenever we're running and doing practice and stuff like this.
Very good. So, Cadet Lindsay, can you tell us what you like most about being at an MMI?
So I would have to agree with Cadet Lerma. The bonds and the friendships that I've developed with all of these different people over the years are bonds and friendships that I wouldn't have made at a normal high school, I feel, just because we are with each other so often. You're always with somebody, you have a roommate, you're going to classes, you're eating meals with these same people. And so it just allowed me to get to know these people on a deeper level and build amazing friendships with them.
Very good. Thank you. What about you, Cadet Rai?
Mine's the same answer as like basically everyone else. It's the people that make NMMI what it is. You spend like you sleep in the same room with your roommates. You go to classes with them. You go to morning formations with them. When something happens at NMMI, it happens to all of us as a whole. Like NMMI is like a huge family, and like the amount of like close friendships you make, they're irreplaceable, and I doubt you'll be able to find that anywhere else.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And one last questions to each one of you. So, Cadet Aguilar, can you please share with us the number one thing that NMMI has provided you for your future?
Yes, ma'am. With all the talk of the advisors, my high school advisor has been the best thing. She has a plan, starting from whenever I was a freshman all the way up until now, of all the classes that I will take, where they'll take me from even after I graduate from the institute. Um, she also provides like help if I'm like struggling. She gives me like resources that I can go to and stuff like that. Um, yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Cadet Rai, what about you? Even though you still have a couple of years with us.
Um, I think my academic advisor is actually, I think she's been a huge help to my life. She's really made sure I haven't gotten too overpressured with everything that I'm doing, and she's always looking out for me and making sure that everything that I want to do is going to like help me in the future, and that I maximize my resources while I'm here. And I don't think I would have been able to know the opportunities that Nini had if it wasn't for her. Because when I first came here, like my very first semester, I did volleyball and then that was it. I wasn't in anything else. But then once I started talking to her more, she was like, "Look, this is what you need to do. These are the clubs you need to join. These are the people you need to talk to." And she really made sure that I like maximize my effort here. I maximize my resources here.
Very good. Well, thank you so much. What about you, Cadet Lindsay?
The opportunities like club wise have given me so many opportunities to see things that most teenagers won't get to see. For example, I'm a part of the honor board, and we get to deal with cases of cadets who are not following the honor code. And so we determine what the punishment will be, and we talk on a board. And that's just something that I feel like a typical high school wouldn't have. And that allows me to go with my career in the future to have some experience in sitting in a room on a board of people determining a punishment for people.
So, Cadet Lindsay, when you say punishment, tell us a little bit more about that. What happens? What kind of punishment are you talking about?
So
Should
when
I be
you
should I be concerned about it?
no, when you are like found guilty of an honor board offense, you have to sit in front of the board, and you are assigned an investigation and defense committee to help you with your case. And that our honor code consists of cadet will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. So if you're found guilty of that, um, you have to present your case to the board, and the board will determine um, how many tours you will receive for that. But as well as they will assign you an honor mentor to make sure that these mistakes won't be made in the future, and they'll help you grow from your mistakes to ensure that you are continuing to develop here at the Institute.
Thank you very much. Now, Cadet Lerma, why don't you share with us what is the number one thing that NMMI has provided you for your future?
I think NMMI has provided me with a sense of like confidence in myself and what I'm capable of doing, and what I can do. So, for example, being a leader, or being uh, successfully academic wise, and also it has also helped me in my like so my social experiences, and how I meet other people.
Excuse me. Very good. So, as you can see, NMMI not only provides an outstanding, amazing academic program, but with the same level of quality with our athletic programs and the leadership development that NMMI offers to every single cadet. As you can see, Cadets at NMMI are very well spoken. So these are four examples that we brought here tonight. Extremely resilient, able to adjust to changes. And sometimes change can happen in one day. You have the plan of the day and something changes, and they are able to adjust to what needs to be done. They are exposed to so much diversity and learn so much about different cultures here in our campus. Also, the ability to become independent and learn autonomy. So they are responsible for getting up early, for going to classes, for going after their dreams. And there's so much that NMMI can offer, so many resources available. Again, I would highly encourage that you visit our website, visit www.nmmi.edu. You will see that NMMI is an outstanding institution, educational institution. NMMI is extremely affordable, and we have over 180 scholarships available to all of our students. Do not allow um, the financial be an issue for you to submit your application to NMMI. If you have questions, please submit your questions to admissions at nmmi.edu. We will be answering your questions and guiding you through the whole process. We are also having an open house, and that is an opportunity for the ones who live here in the States or closer to an MMI to come and visit us and ask all your as many questions as you can have all your questions answered by our staff and faculty, an opportunity to tour our campus, and our next open house will be on November 9th. Registration is already open online, and you can visit our website again and find all the information that you might need. So, once again, thank you so much for joining all of us tonight. It's been a pleasure to be able to share some of what NMMI can do for you and for your future. Thank you very much.